How did inflation bring down Rome? Inflation, the loss of money's value. A word we see in the news today, feel in our wallets. But it is not a modern invention. It is as old as humanity itself. And its most devastating impact in history was felt in one of the greatest empires the world has ever known, the Roman Empire. Rome before money. When Rome was founded, there was no such thing as money. Trade was done with wheat, livestock, labor, in other words, barter. Then came something new. Bronze lumps weighing nearly a kilogram, too heavy to fit in a pocket. These were not money, they were raw material, a burden more than a convenience. Rome grew and grew and grew, and this primitive system became insufficient. Bronze ingots and massive discs were produced. But there was one problem. Rome had no silver. War and the decay of money. Rome entered the First Punic War, a conflict that would determine the fate of the Mediterranean. Fleets sank, soldiers died, the treasury was drained, silver became scarce, copper increased. For the first time, people realized something unsettling. Money was no longer trustworthy. And at that moment, inflation appeared in Rome. Rome's golden age, the denarius. Out of chaos, a reform rose like the sun. The denarius, pure silver, heavy, reliable, simple, clear, powerful. When Rome conquered the silver mines of Spain, the denarius conquered the entire Mediterranean. Roman money was no longer just money. It meant trust, order, and power. In the age of Augustus, money was almost worshipped. One denarius was worth exactly one denarius. Rome stood at its peak. Nero, the first betrayal. Then came the fire. Rome burned. Wars demanded enormous funds. The palaces were greedy, and Nero made one of the most dangerous decisions in history. Let the value stay the same, but let the inside be a little emptier. The denarius became lighter. Its purity declined. In the short term, the treasury filled. In the long term, trust was destroyed. Money starts lying to us. Every new emperor had to buy the loyalty of the army, and every time the same path was chosen. A little more debasement, a little more lies, a little more deception. People stopped looking at what was written on the coin and started looking inside it. Prices rose. Markets stopped filling. And then Caracalla struck the final blow. A coin called 2 denarii was actually worth 1.5. Rome realized it had been deceived. Collapse. No one could tell whether money was real or fake anymore. Taxes lost their meaning. Trade ground to a halt. As Rome shattered, a soldier emerged, Aurelian. While restoring borders with the sword, he tried to restore money with laws. He stamped coins and imposed a standard. On the coins, Aurelian had this written, Restitutor Orbis, restorer of the world, but history never shows mercy. The last resort. Diocletian knew money, new taxes, new burdens on the people, and one of the greatest mistakes in history, the edict on maximum prices. The state fixed prices, the market responded, shortages, black markets, blood, poverty. An economy can never be ruled by force. Gold and a new Rome. At last reality was accepted. Silver was gone, bronze was worthless. The solution was gold. Constantine minted the solidus, pure, reliable, indisputable in value. As the West collapsed, the East rose. Rome died. But Byzantium was born. Final Rome's story whispers this to us. When money is corrupted, it is not only the economy that collapses, civilization collapses with it. Swords may give birth to a state, but trust in money is what keeps it standing.